I know it is strange and absurd.
When I was a kid, the disaster we worried about most was a nuclear war. Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this.
In extreme circumstances, our emotions and gestures matter the most.
Right now, it's me versus the universe. This is just your psychological condition. This is not the reality. Even when you feel utterly lonely, are you still breathing? So you're transacting with the world, isn't it? Yes? You only can't get along with the people around you, but the atmosphere is okay with you, food is okay if it tastes good, water is okay. You have transaction with the world, isn't it? Your existence is constantly an engagement with the universe, but your mind becomes against the universe. If you create a psychological condition that you're against or you're in competition with the universe or the cosmos, obviously you will feel crushed for small things. Little things will crush you. When you die, there is no container service for you. You die with nothing. In spite of that, most people have turned their homes into warehouses. Most people are carrying such a huge baggage on their head as if they're carrying the whole universe on their head. This is their own psychological condition. Your thought and emotion is what you're talking about, right? When are you going to figure out how to handle your thought and emotion? Not hers, not hers, not his, yours. When are you going to learn how to handle my thought and my emotion? At the end of your life? The only problem really with life is just this. Most human beings have taken themselves too seriously. They don't understand. Countless number of people like you and me have walked this planet. They were also big people. Where are they? All topsoil? In your life, many issues will come. More issues come up in your life means you're living a more active life. Nothing came up means you're not living.
We are facing yet another deadly threat to our planet. In disbelief, we wonder who to blame, who to fear, who we can rely on. Masks fall and we show who we really are. Arrogant, brave, fragile, imperfect. But there is something that unites us all, regardless of our race and religious beliefs. Something in our DNA, the desire to live, to win. The desire to expand our minds. We are part of a millennium.
That means I'm gonna go 100% stronger the next beat. That means I'm gonna put my best foot forward the next time my heart beats. And as long as it's beating, if I get knocked down, I'll get back up. As long as it's beating, that means I'm gonna help the next person out. As long as it's beating, I'm gonna stand up and be a leader. As long as it's beating, I have an opportunity to fight this. You and I have an opportunity to be better, to do better, to think better, to react better. It's easy to give up. It's easy to throw in the towel. It's easy to just believe what everyone says about you, but they don't know that the next beat that's inside of you, it can be that moment that changes everything. This is why you were created. This is the main purpose of you being on this earth. To be something new, to be someone that somebody else can look up to guide us down the right path. Because you have those people who don't want you to be successful, who don't want you to be great, who don't want you to stand up and be who you're supposed to be. We call them haters. And sometimes your haters are your best critics. Because they push you, they move you, they motivate you to go back and think about what you've overcome, what you've gotten up from and been successful in. They make you think about Yeah, I may be down right now. This earth, the people on it, we may be hurting, but you have to remember, all the things that we've been through, we rise, and we will be great, and we will stand on the shoulders of our forefathers, and be, and do, and push each other to be great again. So it doesn't matter what we're going through right now. We will lose some soldiers, but we won't lose this battle. We must rise up against this disease and stand on firm ground. If it's me that goes down, I want to leave a legacy that'll let everyone know that I fought to my very last breath. And no matter what I do, no matter how much I talk, if I don't put action behind it, it's just pure words that are put into the atmosphere. But what I'll do, I'll push my brother and sister to be better. I'll push everyone that I know, and I'll let them know. Follow my lead as I go after all my dreams. Follow my lead as I follow Christ. Follow my lead as I be the man or woman that God put me here to be. So now it's just on you. And how big is your heart? What will you do with the purpose, the mission that God has given you and the time he's given you to be on this earth? Now that we know this is a life and death situation, we're seeing many be sick, many go down, but this is the turning moment where we rise together. We do what's smart, we do what we know what we're supposed to do. We're distancing ourselves from each other, but all in all, we're closer together more than ever. And that's why we stand tall. That's why we stand strong. And that's why we stand united.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm a survivor. They've doubted me my whole life, but it doesn't bother me, 'cause I'm a fighter. When the world goes low, I go high. And when I say high, I mean to the most high, 'cause I'm a survivor. Now nothing can be denied the one who won't be denied. And I'm a fighter. Failure is not an option. I'm a survivor. I don't walk by sight, so the enemy can't trick me. I walk by faith, and God gives me victory. I am a tiger. I'm a survivor. Day in and day out, I keep coming, 'cause I'm a fighter. God will never fail me, so I keep believing. I don't need to see it in the physical. In my mind, I can see it. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, 'cause I'm a survivor. I refuse to concede, 'cause I'm a fighter. Faith was never designed to be passive. We ought to be aggressive even in the waiting. I might be down, but I'm not out. I told you before, I'm a survivor, blessed and unstoppable. I'm a fighter. The Lord did not give me a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. I'm a survivor. I know it looks like I'm down and out, that there's no way that I could ever come back, that I'm just too far behind, but I'm a fighter. Pain is no match for a champion. They underestimated me. I'm just getting started. Life hit me with a brick, but I'm still in the ring standing. All things are possible to them that believeth, and I'm a survivor. I came too far to stop now. I came way too far to quit now. I'm hungry, dedicated, fearless, motivated, determined, starving, blessed, and unstoppable. I got the DNA of a champion and the mindset of a winner. I'm all in, and I let my grind do the talking. I got the inner standard that produces greatness. I'm allergic to average. 120, pursuing greatness. Against all odds, I press on toward the prize. I'm a survivor. You can see it in my eyes. There's not a mountain too high that I can't climb, 'cause I'm a fighter. I press on. And let us not grow weary while doing good, For in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. God still moves. It's reaping season. My grind is more important than my background. My work ethic is the great equalizer. My goals aren't set to the level of my own ability, but to that of God. I'm a survivor. My struggles, my challenges, my tribulations molded me. They shaped me into the champion I am today. I'm a survivor. I break through all walls of limitation. My why is so strong, it makes me undeniable. The whole world is betting against me. They don't believe in me. They gave up on me. But who's that still standing in the ring? Who is that? It's me, that fighter. I'm a survivor. To God be the glory.
People always remember and talk about how you made it, and you're king, or you're the president, or you're the pope, or whoever you are, but they don't understand what all you went through to get there. By the time I figured out what life was all about, it was time to go. I've been sick before. I made it. I've been broke before. I made it. I've been brokenhearted before. I made it. I cried all night, but I made it. I've been betrayed, but I made it. I've been lied on, but I made it. I've been destitute, but I made it. I've been rejected, but I made it. Sometimes when you're imagining how things are gonna go, they don't go the way you imagined. And if you're a weak person, you will quit because it didn't go the way you imagined it. If you don't learn how to master the breaking point, you may have many ventures, but you will not accrue massive success in any area because you have not mastered the breaking point. Every time life runs you to a breaking point, you will give up and quit. You will back away and run. You will say, this is too hard, this is too emotional, this is too stressful, and you will back away. You cannot be a champion until you have survived a breaking point. If you don't learn how to touch people, you can never stop the issues that exist internally or externally in your church, in your life, in your family, in your business. So the one thing that the enemy is determined to do when you are at a breaking point, the first thing he wants to do is isolate you. The only thing wrong with your dream is that you're trying to do it by yourself. The difference between start and finish is determined by how you handle the breaking point. In the process of going up, whenever wheat comes up, tear comes up to the same proportion. Or let me say it in a way that's familiar to you, new levels bring new devils. So while you're coming up on one side, your haters, problems, situations, circumstances, responsibilities, debt factors, bills, organizational infrastructure needs all come up at the same level. That one fact, you can't come up over here and not come up over there. They both grow up together. Just because your circumstance don't reflect it right now doesn't mean that you don't have it. Believe in yourself and get up out of there and go do what you've got to do. The whole world has turned its head to hear what you have to say. Do you have something to say or not? What you do over the next few months will determine the next few years in your life. How you manage the critical mass of this moment will determine the outcome, whether you acquiesce back to the gravitational pull of your ordinariness or whether you break through into another orbit and another dimension of who you are. I would suggest to you that everything you have gone through in your previous dimension has prepared you for this next dimension, and you're right on the verge if you can master the breaking point.
A lot of y'all, if you keep going the rate you're going right now, when you die, you're going to have a whole bunch left. You're going to die with a whole lot of ideas left. You're going to die with a whole lot of energy left. Man, when I'm running, there are times when I run and I get to the end of my run, I know I ain't done nothing. Why? Because when I finish, I got too much energy left. I got too much strength left. I'm still breathing normally. I know I hadn't put my all into it. I'm asking you to know what your limits are, all right? Because you got to be able to measure where you are, because you can't get to where you're going if you don't know where you are. You have to be able to measure where you are. But once you measure it, we got to hit that wall. Once we measure it, we got to start squeezing so we can get more out of it. And then once we hit that wall, we don't quit, we don't give up. We push a switch called will, and we start using our willpower. We go into will. Yes, we tired. Yes, we're hungry. Yes, the mind is saying give up. Yes, it's saying quit. But we cannot quit because we realize we have not reached the goal yet. This is not the goal. This is not what I dreamed about. This is not what I said I was going to do. This is what I talked about. This is not what it looks like. I got to squeeze. And then once we get past that place, once we get past that 30 minutes, or that 35, or that 40, or that 45, or that 50, and once we get into that hour with our will, we become comfortable with being uncomfortable. We no longer thrive to be in the comfort zone. We no longer place ourselves in positions that make us feel good. We no longer put ourselves in positions that make us comfortable, that gives us that warm, fuzzy feeling. Because listen here, boo, some of what you want, some of what you're trying to get ain't in the comfort zone. And so if what you want is not in the comfort zone, you got to come out of the comfort zone to get what you want.